Okay, today we are going to talk about how to import other shapes into our Photoshop screen. So first we need to go and write Photoshop shapes. If we need arrows, we will write arrows. All right. Then we will have free arrows in different websites. For example, if I click on something, let's wait for this to work. In the meanwhile, if you are having problems in your toolbar, you can simply go here and edit your toolbar. See, this is edit toolbar, and then restore to default to fix the issue which I was having earlier, that all the tools are not showing. Now if you look closely, you will see that rectangular macro and single row and single column are on the same place, and there is lasso tool, polygon tool and magnetic lasso tool also available here. And we were having issues with the bucket. Now we have the paint bucket. For example, now if I create a new layer and create a shape here, and I take the bucket, it's very easy now we can use control backspace to fill this color over here, but it is easier if I have the proper tool to work with. So I'm going to check on the website now. So it's saying first you can download. I have to check the links. So wait, I have to see where the download link is. Keep. Okay, now once we have downloading the shape, we have to first unzip them and then we will have a file CSS. So I am going to copy the location where the file is and go to the Photoshop, and and now I have to go to custom shapes. From here, custom shapes, and we will have this gear icon here. So I am going to click here and I am going to say import shapes. Now it will ask for the location, so I will paste the location which I have just downloaded the shape, and now I have arrows folder added in my menu here. Can you see? It is very easy. For example, this, so this is the way we can import any shape, even the logos we can import, but it is rather preferable to work with your own shapes, create your own shapes. And now I'm going to talk about how we can create any shapes, any sort of shapes, and we are going to create a logo. Okay, I can even do for example, we can convert this into a rasterized shape, both of them, rasterized shapes. This is already a rasterized shape and this is the shape. So I want to cut this shape out from the circle. So simply control click and close the eye. We can either move the object by pressing Ctrl Shift J, which will cut the shape out from the object. You can't see it right now, but if you close the eye, you will see that it has removed the shape. We can do that either, or press Ctrl Z multiple times to undo the. Ctrl Z is undo, Ctrl plus Z. Okay, this is very easy now. So we can simply select the object here and remove this and press delete to delete the It will delete the sides of this. Now I want to move these objects from their places. So I'm going to use the magic wand tool. I'm going to select one item and using my keyboard arrow keys I'm going to move it. Now select this and I can move the object like this. So this is the way most of the people use to create logos by manipulating shapes and rasterized based images. But it is not preferable to use rasterized objects because we can't make changes and because of the pixelation will happen if we use this method. But this is the way to, just for basic understanding, we can do it like this. Okay, I am moving the object just to show what magic wand we can use, what we can do with it. Okay, now this is the way we can create. We can also create shapes like this, and we can also, there's a in all the software there are erasers. So I'm going to select an eraser and simply click here. You see, this has deleted the arrow. Even if I click here, simple click, so I can even create shapes like this. So this is very easy way to create shapes. We can use the rubber. You can see this rubber is acting like the real eraser. It is basically, we call it rubber in Urdu, but this is eraser. This layer was not selected. Or we can simply select these both layers by using shift key and sending them to the bucket. Now another way to create a shape is we create a new layer here and go to the pen tool. You can see there is a pen tool. If I click here, shift click, click and click, and I'm clicking just to show you that this is very easy way to create this shape. Now you can see that something is wrong because this is white color. I fill the color with. Now I have a shape. I can press Alter and take another copy and press Ctrl T, and I can rotate this like this and create another shape. Okay, one more thing we can do is we can add points. If I want to do this, I can easily manipulate it. We can even add points. For example, I want few points here. I'm simply adding the points, and now if I want to remove the points, I can use the minus pen tool and remove the points. What is the use of the points? Simply we can add more creativity to the subject, which is currently this object. We can create more points, we can manipulate more points, we can create amazing logos using this technique. For example, if I want to give a shade like this here with a different color, I am going to use pen tool. So we are not creating any special things, but this is just for the basic understanding. So I am going to create, you can see if I hold the left mouse key, I have the curve point added. Now I clicked here, wait, and I click here, and this is what we have. You can't see the much difference, but you will see I am moving this point to the bottom of the layer, so the extra things are hidden beneath the beneath this layer. Now you can see if it was above, it would have covered the area above the layer. So we can now manipulate this. So people have created many amazing logos using this method in both vector and rasterized based softwares. So this is the way we usually work with the pen tool. Pen tool is also very amazing by we can remove backgrounds from the images. So this way we can create a background like this, you see, and we can simply move the object and we can take it on the bottom. So alright, as this is a shape, this is a 3D kind of look, this is a shape, we can also go to the layers and layer style and go to gradient, and we can add a gradient color in the shape, or we can simply use a color overlay to change the color. We can add the color, change the opacity of the color, we can do a lot of things here. We can insert the shadow, we can drop the shadow. Well, how to drop the shadow? Let's check what happens if we drop a shadow over here. You see, dropping a shadow means we have dropped a shadow on the shape, below the shape. We can change the distance. There's so much control in Photoshop. We can increase the size, we can do a lot of things. So these are the things we can do to create a amazing shape or logo. For example, I am going to delete this. We want to create something related to text. So as we write something, for example, I am going to write art for kids. What happened? Okay, so the laptop is taking time. Now the size is too low to be visible, so I increase the size. Now I am going to press Ctrl T and increase the size of the text. This is an example. For example, we want to change the font. We can simply select this, select the layer, or we could go here and change the font. This is now, the font is currently behaving, is editable, but we can change the properties of the font. How? We can either rasterize them, and we could even create them, convert them into a shape. What happens if I convert this into a shape? So this is now converted into a shape. Now we can make changes to the text according to as this is created as a shape. For example, I could select these points, and by using my arrow key I can simply change the look of the, because you can see there are a lot of points added also. So I can make the changes. I can delete whatever I like, because this is now a shape based. You can see this is very easy now. So text based logos could be easily created here like this, or I'm going to undo all this. Okay, with this I'm going to start using a brush tool. How? There are thousands of brushes also available. There is a pencil, there is a maze brush, color replacement tool, brush. So I come to a new layer and I start drawing a shape. First of all, remove the caps lock so you can see the pointer. You see, but brush size is very low. When you select the brush, you will see there is a size also here available. You can increase the size. There are a lot of brushes. We can also bring other brushes from online. We can download other shapes, other sizes. Everything is available online for free. Now I am going to increase. We can increase using the brackets. Okay, now for example, you see the brushes. We can either use shift, or we can take any other shape. We can use lightning, we can download anything. You see there are textures, we can create snakes, we can create a lot of things by simply using brushes. So I will in the meanwhile, in the next class I will show what I have created in Photoshop using these methods, how we can create, how can we do all these creations. So this is very basic things we can do using Photoshop. So if we convert it into a shape, or we convert the text into vectorize, we cannot then change it to, cannot use the font options. Okay, currently I can manipulate the font options. You can see that this is a different font and this is some other font. The two fonts, even the single word could be selected and could be changed according to my will. This is called, even the color could be changed of every single font here. So I would suggest that the students who are watching should practice a lot about this and try to understand the power of manipulation. We call this manipulation. We can change everything about this. I can even put a snake around it. Okay, now how can I pass a line through art for kids? This is very simple. For example, if I'm using a brush tool, I'm going to take a new layer. Okay, I don't know, the video is going longer and longer by the minute. I'm going to simply take a brush which is a simple brush, a hard brush, and black or some other color, blue color. Okay, I'm going to now simply see this is passing through but it is actually not passing through. So how we can do this manipulation? We can simply use a rubber and we can simply rub it off, or how could this be done perfectly? Let me see. Okay, so we have to be very careful. We can use the other options, but now I'm going to try to use easier method to be done here. Okay, we have to go into a very high zoom. We can use pen tool to make selection. How? I'm going to use a pen tool. We can change the opacity here to see where the edges are closing. Now I'm going to use a pen tool to create a shape. Can you see? Click here, and simply click here. Now I can change the color into black to remove this, or I can control click and I don't need the shape anymore. I'm going to delete this. So now you can see the line is passing on the top of everything else, but it is like an illusion going through an letter O. So we can use also this method, or we can use, there are many methods, we can use many things, but the best result would be using a pen tool. Now I'm going to select this. For example, I want to put it behind the letter T, and select this and control click, remove this, I don't need it anymore, and I'm going to press delete. So this is the very smart way to do things. You can even see that there are some pixels left. When you see, we can simply use rubber here because it is not required. So this is the way we use Photoshop to manipulate brushes. We can create artwork, we can create all sorts of things. I will show you the examples in my next video, whatever I have created using Photoshop. I will show you my Behance profile where I have created a lot of amazing art just by simply using brushes and image manipulations. I will show you, and I will try to cover all that in our next chapters, part by part. This is just to show how to import, we can import brushes also. I have just shown you how to import shapes, and how to change the color of the font, and how to create vector and shapes using simply rasterizing the objects and removing the pixels which are not required, or which is very easy to do in Photoshop. So we are going to go into depth. I'm taking for only the subject of shape we are taking so many classes. Thank you.